Radio Live is made possible with support from Autumn Beck Blackledge, attorneys of divorce and family law, offering resolutions to complex family issues. Support also comes from Kevin Ryan, financial advisor at Merrill Lynch in downtown Pensacola, with advice for what matters most when you need it most. Details available by Googling Kevin Ryan, Merrill Lynch. Accommodations for Radio Live artists provided by PensacolaBeach.com, an all-in-one website for all things Pensacola Beach. To review rates on hotels, book tours and activities, see upcoming events, and view the latest beach report, visit PensacolaBeach.com.
From the heart of Florida's great Northwest, it's radio. Indeed it is. This is Pat Crawford, hoping you'll stay with us for the next 90 minutes of music and conversation here aboard our stage and studio, located in the beautiful Museum of Commerce in Pensacola's historic village. And what a beautiful audience we have. Every month, this audience just gets prettier. Lovely. Couldn't ask for more. Couldn't ask for more. You all are going to love the people we've got on the show tonight. We know that. We never let you down. We never disappoint you that in terms of the artists we have. And they're going to love you just as much. We're going to start with a duo here who have not been on Radio Live before, so you've got to be especially nice to them tonight because, I told them you were safe. You were a safe audience. The Americana act Goldpine was built by married couple Benjamin and Cassie Wilson, formerly known as My One and Only. From performance venues like the 38 Songwriters Festival and Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion to listening rooms throughout the country, they've been offering their own brand of raw Americana to audiences large and small. They were a finalist in the Kerrville Folk Festival 2021 New Folk Competition and winner of the 2022 Rocky Mountain Songwriter Contest. Please welcome Goldpine.
Well, hey, y'all. We are just tickled pink to be here. We are Goldpine, and we're going to sing some songs for you. Thanks for coming out. You could wander away and build yourself some time. Get a monkey off your back. Leave the sorrow on the side. You could speak your mind when your well is given out. Tell them how you feel. Say it all out loud. You could give some love. It will always be love. When you've got nothing to give, give up some of your love. Bang, bang, you're on the ground. Your body's giving out. Oh, you can't afford to hesitate anymore. You could turn your eyes
trouble was and fix them on a thing far more glorious.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So Ben and I are full-time musicians, and we travel all over the U.S. and Africa, and we've been doing it for 10 years full-time. And we wrote this song about one of our last tours pre-COVID on the East Coast, and it was every lyric in this song is true, fortunately and unfortunately.
Except for one line.
It's not true.
This one's called Running Me.
Drove 900 miles to NYC, played a hotel bar so we could sleep for free. Cut a record in a Brooklyn warehouse. It was one of a kind, but now they're all sold out. Played a show in Philly on our way back and made $35 at Connie's Rick Rack. We hit every thrift store in this town. Let's pack it all up, head back south. I wish that I was up around the bend, somewhere miles ahead. My mind is back home in Tennessee. This road is running dead. I was thinking on lyrics for a new song. You were sleeping beside me with the seatbelt on. Get a wake up in a fright every once in a while. I told you just 30 more miles. Got in late to Kalamazoo, went through a strange house to find our room. I hadn't been clean in a couple of days. Turned the water on, but it hadn't been paid. I wish that I was up around the bend, somewhere miles ahead. My mind is back home in Tennessee. This road is running dead. I wish that I was up around the bend, somewhere miles ahead. My mind is back home in Tennessee. This road is running dead. keep on running. We keep on running. We keep on running.
Thank you. All right, we'll do one more song for you. So that was quite the introduction. Thank you. We were so honored that this song has had so much success this year. And the reason why it's worth talking about and bragging about is because it's about my mama. And so there ain't nothing like a mama's love, you know? I mean, just nothing. And so my mom was sick for about 3 years, and she was such a fighter, and she was short, sassy, Southern, and could cook like no other. And she was my best friend. And she was sick for 3 years, and we lost her last year, and it was a year that she passed away in July. And so it's still fresh, you know. And I miss her every day, and every time I look in the mirror, I see her, which I love, and I just miss her so much. But this song, we wrote this song for her, and we wanted to write a song for her, and so we wrote this song one of the last times that she was in the hospital. And we recorded it on our iPhone, and we went back to the hospital, and we played it for her, and it was her favorite song, clearly. It was about her. And so this song has got us in several finals, and we won the Rocky Mountain Songwriter Competition. And this song is for my sweet mama, Deborah, and it's called My Favorite Parts of You.
It was Saturday at the Conoco. You were in the back, cutting checks for payroll. I was counting up some play money and pretending I was answering your phone. We'd lock it up for the night, said you wouldn't be back till Monday morning light. And on the way you let me steer while I was on the passenger side. See, I've been watching you, and I've been thinking it too, how all the best parts of me are my favorite parts of you. The sound of your screen door closing brings me back to a table overflow with large elbow mac and cheese, southern boiled pinto beans, all the pots and pans just a soaking. You turned and asked me what I think. Did I maybe want some unsweet tea to drink? You filled my glass up to the top, and I'd go and grab the lemon by the sink. See, I've been watching you, and I've been thinking it too, how all the best parts of me are my favorite parts of you. And all the things I do, they remind me the best parts of me are my favorite parts of you. All the best parts of me are my favorite parts of you.
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, Benjamin. Goldpine. Yeah. Woo. And fear not, they will be back with us in the second half of the program. And the program is Radio Live, coming to you live this evening from the Museum of Commerce in the Pensacola Historic Village. Radio Live is made possible with support from Autumn Beck Blackledge, attorneys of divorce and family law, offering resolutions to complex family issues. Information is available online at autumnobeck.com. Support also comes from Kevin Ryan, financial advisor at Merrill Lynch in downtown Pensacola, with advice for what matters most when you need it most. Details available by Googling Kevin Ryan Merrill Lynch. All right. Coming up now is a gentleman we've had on a few times before. It's always good to have him back. Hiroya Tsukamoto is a one-of-a-kind composer, guitarist, and singer-songwriter from Kyoto, Japan. He began playing the five-string banjo when he was 13 and took up with the guitar shortly thereafter. In the year 2000, he received a scholarship to Berklee College of Music and came to the U.S. There he formed his own group, Interoceanico, and with unique musicians from multiple continents, including Latin Grammy Colombian singer Marta Gomez. He has headlined major concerts around the world, including several appearances at the Blue Note in New York City, and has performed with Esperanza Spalding, Kendrick Scott of the Crusaders, Pete Kennedy, and Dave Maxwell of the Muddy Water Band. Please join me in welcoming Hiroya Tsukamoto.
Thank you. I just came back from Japan 2 days ago, so I have a 13 hours difference. First piece was one of my recent compositions called How Time Like Water Flows. And I wrote this next piece in a mountain in Utah several years ago. I had some shows in Southwest, and since I was going to Southwest, my wife wanted to go together, so we went together. We took 2 days off after the tour to explore the area, and we ended up renting a Jeep, but I was too scared to drive a Jeep, so I asked my wife to drive a Jeep. And we went through lots of steep canyons, and finally we got to this beautiful natural stone bridge with the huge red rocks, and we stayed there for a while. And I just I had a guitar in the Jeep, so I picked up a guitar and started playing the guitar by the natural bridge, and this little piece came about, and I named this piece as the name of the place, and this one is called the Gemini Bridge.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hiroya Tsukamoto. Okay, you know, for people that were just listening without visual tonight, that was one guitar player and one vocalist. Amazing job of looping his sound, and that's something that's hard enough to do in a recording studio when you have a lot of times to do it over and over again, but to do it in front of a live audience is pretty amazing, and to pull it off like he did, that's great. Always a delight to have Hiroya on. All right, just a reminder, you're listening to Radio Live, coming to you from the Museum of Commerce in the Pensacola Historic Village, and broadcast on WUWF 88.1 FM, also online at WUWF.org. We also have a YouTube channel, by the way. You can just go to the YouTube and Google WUWF Radio Live, and you can watch all of the shows that we've done for the last few years, as a matter of fact. All right. What a great evening we're having. Everybody having a good time? I think so, yeah. All right. Very excited about this next guest. This is her first time on Radio Live. As the story goes, folk rock diva Lilli Lewis should have never been. Before she was born, her mother was told her baby probably wouldn't survive due to lung trouble. So the fact that she now makes a living singing with those same lungs is a gift she never takes for granted. She uses that voice to bring what she calls sacred songs into profane spaces, and though she's abandoned trying to define her sound, she hopes her audiences leave shows knowing two things. They are brilliant as they are, and that they have the ability to use that brilliance to make a better world. Trained as an opera singer and classical pianist, this Georgia native has been composing, producing, and performing for over 2 decades. After carving out space as an African-American queer woman of size, her career has culminated in her album Americana being a top pick everywhere from NPR's All Songs Considered to Rolling Stone. She's been hailed by the Kennedy Center as a powerhouse performer, adding her unique voice and talent to the national discussion of the state of social justice in America. Please welcome Lilli Lewis.
Water flows where I go, same above as here below. Ordered steps, disordered flow. Drink this water, child, poured from cloudy skies of old, milky pearled and shimmering gold, all becoming still untold. Be this water, child. Single moment, single sun, same one sail from whence you come. Chain unbroken, just begun. Sing this water, child. Waken now in time's dark haze. What will disordered ways, mended woundings, lifted gaze. Walk this water, child. Water flows where I go, same above as here below. Ordered steps, disordered flow. Drink this water, child. Drink this water, child. Drink this water, child. Well, I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road. So I asked him, "Where are you going?" This he told me. Said, "I'm going down to Yaska's farm. Gonna join in the rockin' soul band. Got to get back to the land and get my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we have got to get ourselves back to the garden. Oh, yeah. Well, then may I walk beside you? I am trying to lose the smog, and I feel myself a cog in something turning. And well, maybe it's the time of year ourselves back to the garden. Time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and well, everywhere was a song and celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bomber drones flying aimlessly in the sky, turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, billion-year-old carbon. We are golden, caught in the devil's bargain. And we have got to get ourselves, yes, we have got to get ourselves, well, we have got to get ourselves back to the garden. Ooh, yeah, yeah, ooh, yeah, Amen. Yes, indeed. Oh, I thank you so much. My name is Lilli Lewis, and I'm so happy to be here today, especially because I woke up in my own bed this morning. I live over near New Orleans, and I consider this the neighborhood. So howdy, neighbors. So, you know, I've been traveling all over and being reminded that back when I started doing this, my happy place was angst and meanness. Like I had a really dramatic, dark jazz band, and then I had a heavy rock band with my wife, and we just sang kind of edgy, angsty songs. And the more I traveled around, the more I realized, you know, everybody is in pain. You know, we all have a lot of grief and sadness and difficulty that we're all working with. And I said, you know, Lilli, if you want to stir up everybody's angst and drama, then keep singing your angst and drama songs. But if you want to generate a little bit more peace in the world, then find a place for peaceful songs too. So I'm going to offer up this song for those of you who may or may not be grieving or may not remember one of your more tender spaces. And this is just to remind you, really remind us all, that nobody is alone in that. We all can hold each other if we slow down enough and listen. This is called Sleep Baby Slumber. There's a quiet space inside you that is tender, and its solitude will sink you like a stone. Everybody likes to tell you it gets better, 'cause they all have tender spaces of their own, and they'd rather do anything but remember when they knew that space was eating them alive. So they sometimes have to empty out their corners, but somehow that leaves you no place left to hide. So you think maybe with your life you could buy back your illusions, and maybe in your time you could turn toward what's to come, and maybe in a dream you could stumble upon something that is more than what it seems, or more than what it seems. Oh, sleep, baby, sweet, baby, sleep, baby, slumber. I once heard a song that rocked me like a cradle, but its whisper made me shiver in my bones. They remind me of a place I'll never get to a time before I knew I had no home. And I never thought the day would finally find me when I'd lay before my feet my soldier's shield, when I'd say before the buzzards all around me, take my flesh where I have nothing left to wield. So you think maybe with my life I could buy back my illusions, and maybe in my time I could turn toward what's to come, and maybe in a dream we could stumble upon something that is more than what it seems, more than what it seems. Oh, sleep, baby, sweet, baby, sleep, baby, slumber.
Thank you, Lilli. Lilli Lewis. And don't worry, she's going to be back. She's going to be back as well, because, you know, we're kind of at that halfway point now, which means we're doing it all over again. First of all, I just want to remind you that the accommodations for our artists are made possible by the Hilton Pensacola Beach and PensacolaBeach.com, your one stop for information about all things Pensacola Beach. And we always like to have them stay out there, because then they get a really, particularly when they've never been here before, it gives them a really good taste of what Pensacola's got to offer, I think. All right. Benjamin and Cassie are with us again. Once again, please welcome Goldpine.
This is so much fun. It's been a treat.
Well, I was just thinking as Lilli was singing how amazing it is to be able to relay information while you're singing music, right? I mean, we grew up with music, but if you think about it, we're just like making melodies while we're talking and telling stories. Like, that's pretty amazing. I grew up in the great state of Iowa. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for that. My mom's side of the family was farmers in small town Iowa, and so my grandpa was a farmer, and his dad was a farmer before him. It was handed down to my grandfather, but my grandfather didn't like farming at all, and so he finally got out of that and moved to Omaha, Nebraska to be an electrician. And it wasn't long ago, my mom sent all of us kids, I have 2 older brothers, a copy of the farm for sale sign that my grandpa made back in the 60s when he sold his farm in Iowa. And it's got all sorts of cool things on it, like how many head of good cattle and good sheep were for sale, and the kind of machinery that was for sale, and the exact driving directions. And Cass and I were sitting down to write a song, and we wrote my mom's story. This one is called Lost and Found. It was 1961. I was staring out into those snow-white fields. That December cold was seeping through the cracks of window sills. I could still feel the calloused hands that brought this child upon this very land. And I can hear the hum of harvesters every time I think of my granddad. My father never asked for this, but generations said it was his lot. So from morning sunny till the fields, but to call himself a farmer, well, he would not. That winter eve I looked out as he drove that declaration in the ground. And as I stood there watching him, my tears that fell down didn't make a sound. Sometimes when something is lost, for someone else it's found. I can understand how to sacrifice yourself for someone else, but this life is made of seasons. You know, some of them don't really suit us well. We sold that farm in the Midwest and settled down in northern Omaha. Daddy picked up steel-toed boots and never put his hand back on the plow. Well, sometimes when something is lost, for someone else it's found. My father learned the way of laying down to rest his youngest son. And someday I will give my brother's name to one of my own children. I saw Jesus on the city bus, and I told him I was alright. I had plans for the next few years, but we both knew that I was nowhere bound. But sometimes when something is lost, for someone else it's found.
We're having a dispute. So Ben and I have been married for 13 years. Yay! We made it! And so now we're having a dispute over the song. So just tell me what it is.
All right. Well, we just released okay, let me back up. We used to be called by a different name about 4 months ago. We used to be called by my one and only, and we switched our name to Goldpine. And so under the name Goldpine, we have one album out, and it just came out this past Friday. Or was it 2 Fridays ago? Thank you. And this song is on it. This is the shortest song we've ever written. Yeah.
It's radio. We got to be quick.
I'll just play the first half, and then we'll...
No, this won't take long. Then we can extend the other one. It's fine.
You know, sometimes if you're like me, you find yourself coming into a situation a little too hot. This song is for all of those who have been in that situation. It's called I Brought a Knife.
This is one of our deep cuts.
All right, you got another one of those?
This one really gets to the point. No more dad jokes.
I brought a knife to a fist fight. You never know till it's too wide. They were all satisfied with white knuckles and black eyes, and slapping a man up to dry. Someone caught the blade, and the whole thing went insane. And I won't be invited back next time. I brought a knife. I brought a knife. I brought a knife. I brought a knife.
Well, we have a brand new CD, like he said, and we also have a vinyl record that's coming out next year because they're on back order. It got COVIDed, like everything else in the world. But this is our newest single that just came out. It's called When I Get to Heaven. It's gonna be a good day.
Now, this one's for all of us.
Oh, I wasn't ready. I'm so sorry. I'm ready now. Whoops. I wasn't ready for heaven yet, but I'm ready now.
You were thinking of the next pun?
I was.
You were.
I try to think of puns every time so they're fresh because I'm a pun queen. About the last song, I know we've moved on. We're done with cutting and we're on to heaven. But right now, I was trying to think of a pun. But now we're going to heaven. I'm ready. 5, 6, 7, 8.
When I get to heaven, I'm gonna climb the tallest tree. I'm gonna stand upon the clouds just so I can see. I'm gonna lay my head down right on top of your chest. I'm gonna sleep for 5 days straight. I won't be worth for nothing else. When I get to heaven, when I see the light, I know it's time for leaving. I'm divorcing. laying on the line. I've got my affairs in order, yeah, and Jesus on the main line. When I get to heaven, when I see the light, though it's time for leaving, I'm divorcing this love. On Boulevard to go, I shall not be in no rush. Well, I've been leaning in on the table, yeah, to fill it up on love. Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Call it love, tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus, tell him what you want. Jesus, tell him what you want. Call him up and tell him what you want. What you want.
Thank you.
All right. I think we've got a revival going on now. Goldpine, thank you so much, folks. All of our artists have merchandise here tonight. You can get CDs, vinyl, shirts, caps, patches, all kinds of things. And we also have RadioLive T-shirts for sale as well. So get your souvenirs tonight before you leave. And the artists really appreciate it because no artist is going to get rich off of playing this show. So this gives you a chance to help support them in a different way as well. And speaking of artists, once again, we have our good friend from Japan, Hiroya Tsukamoto.
Thank you. I want to sing one Japanese folk song from southern part of Japan, Okinawa. You know Okinawa, right? And, as you know, Okinawa was a part of the United States territory after the World War II. But also, Okinawa was an even different country for a long time before Japan. And because of the reason, Okinawa developed their own very unique culture, including traditional folk music and dance. And this song talks about the woman when Okinawa was a kingdom. And she was a beautiful woman, so she was proposed by a king back then. But the people around the time were living a very difficult times because people were oppressed. And basically, people were supposed to say yes to whatever king said, but she didn't want to get married with him. So what she did was refusing his proposal, but she survived. And she became heroine, and this song came about. And I'm going to be singing this song in Okinawa local dialect, which I don't even understand much. But you are welcome to sing along if you want to. 佐渡屋の九山によさゆいアンチュラサリバシよ死んだらかの島よさあ目指ししゅぬまなんまよさゆいゆいあたろやねずむたよ死んだらかの島よ佐渡屋の九山にあいやいやアンチュラサリバシよたはりのチンダラカの島よさ佐渡屋の九山にあいやいやアンチュラサリバシよたはりのチンダラカの島よThank you. I hope you didn't understand the language. I love this RadioLive very much. One reason is because I tour by myself most of the time, and I don't have much chance to see other performers, and it's great to to see Lilli and Goldpine to see their live. Yeah, thank you. About 15 minutes north from New Haven, Connecticut, there's a town called Hamden. And there are two mountains there. One is a round one, there's a longer one. These mountains are connected. Local people call it Sleeping Giant. Next to Sleeping Giant, there's a university, Quinnipiac University. And one of the professors there, his name is Luis, who is originally from Argentina. He comes to my show pretty often whenever I play around New Haven. And 2 winters ago, right before pandemic, February 2020, I was playing shows in Vermont and New Hampshire, and on my way back home to New York City, Luis called me up, and he said, if you have time, why don't you stop by? So I stopped by Hamden, and me and Luis did a couple of hours trail walking through this Sleeping Giant. And it was a beautiful experience for me. And about a week later, after I got home, I got a package from him. And when I opened the package, there were 5 very thick books about Sleeping Giant. And he wrote a little letter saying that, I have a favor for you. I want you to compose a piece about Sleeping Giant because I'm very attached to these mountains. But before doing that, you gotta study about this place. And it was very difficult to read. But I try my best to read those books, and I found out that this place was originally a sacred place of native people living there back then, and their name is Habamak people. So I named this piece as Habamak.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hiroya Tsukamoto. You know, I think he needs to change the name of his act to the Hiroya Tsukamoto Orchestra and Chorus. I think that would more clearly define what he's doing. Fantastic, incredible. You're listening to Radio Live, coming to you live this evening from the Museum of Commerce in the Pensacola's historic village. This program is made possible with support from Kevin Ryan, financial advisor at Merrill Lynch in downtown Pensacola, with advice for what matters most when you need it most. Details available by Googling Kevin Ryan, Merrill Lynch. Also, support comes from Autumn Blackledge, attorneys of divorce and family law, offering resolutions to complex family issues. Information is available online at autumnobeck.com. All right, and back with us again, Lilli Lewis.
Thank y'all so much. So that was just breathtaking. My Lord. So I'm going to take a minute to catch my breath and maybe sing you all a little song. I think I want to sing it for you because this song bugged me for a decade and a half. It kind of fell out at a time when I was trying to pay homage to some people who helped me along my path, that weird, mysterious path that happens when you run away from home to become a singer-songwriter. I don't know if any of you all are familiar with that road, but it is actually a road less taken. There's a reason for that. So the song came out kind of spontaneously, and I didn't really understand it, and so I put it in my pocket
And for years, it was just like, Miss Lilli, can you sing me now? I'm like, I don't know if I understand you. Miss Lilli, it'll be all right. Just let me out from time to time. And I just ignored the song for years. So now I'm making up for lost time because when I finally decided to let the song out and play, I put it on my record, and Rolling Stone Country decided it was a song that you need to know. So I have to say thank you for this song, for bugging me for all these years. This is called Copper John.
In the city of unseen prophets, just over the hill, there's an army vagabond watchmen at the citadel. In secret they walk among us, hidden in plain view. Or if they happen to see something in us, they might reveal a thing or two. She told me I was trying to live easy when I was living a lie. Oh, he told me I was lost in a forest where all the trees were dying. Any yellow-eyed peaceful warrior they call Copper John made an offering of patient armor to help me carry on. In the city of unseen prophets, no one's ever alone. On the wind is a whispered wisdom that rattles in your bones, saying, if you're waiting for the sunrise and you meet at the dawn, well, take a feel of the loving hand, pass it on. Suicide mission, just a question of why. Do it quick, do it slow, do it dirty, or don't even try. He's determined to figure out something, touch the point of the fall. So he asks all the mystic masters, why come back at all? He said you're gonna need a peaceful lady while you wait out the end. You got too much poison in your body, but she could build you again. You're a sea creature in still waters with the power in your blood. Make the angels sing about heaven here on earth as above. But let me tell you something, honey, we all need to know. You can sing all you want for a brighter tomorrow, but now is all you got. So if you're waiting for the sunrise and you meet at the dawn, well, take a feel of the loving hand, pass it on. If you're waiting for the sunrise and you meet at the dawn, well, take a feel of the loving hand, pass it on.
Thank you. All right now. All right, so I don't have much time, so I got to get in all my sermons in the next, 5-6 minutes. So I'm going to sing 2 more songs that are all about finding the ability to see the we in each other. At some point, some of us, I'm not saying none of y'all, but some of us, and you might know some of them people, have lost track of recognizing the part in them that lives in you and the part of you that lives in them. Right? You know, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, we telling the same story. We got one story, and if we don't figure out how to meet each other where we are, we're not going to make it, folks. I hate to be the one to bring you bad news. So this has become a daily practice for me. I practice this every day, so I wrote a song about it. Like, here you go.
Every day, every day, say every day, oh, every day in my house is like 1,000 songs, oh. And every heartbeat is a chance to right 1,000 wrongs, oh. 'Cause every lifetime tells another possibility. Every wrinkle in time shows a future memory, and every lifeline holds a new reality. Every star shines on another version of me. Oh, would I be a pothead? Would I be better off dead? Would I use a gun or a knife? Will I be a hothead? Would you hear a word I said? Would I be a man to raise a hand to my wife? Will I be blind? Will I be kind? Will I find I can move the mountains with my mind? Will I know myself a child of God and love? Will that be enough? See, every heartbeat, just another possibility. Every sunrise saves me from obscurity. Every day, oh, every day, say every day, oh, every day, every day in my house is like 1,000 songs, oh. And every heartbeat is a chance to find where I belong, oh. See, every place I wait in the belly of futility. Every song become my own private litany. Would I have a nice ride? Would I make a beautiful bride? Will I earn more than minimum wage? Will I let myself decide it's time to eat my pride? Will I be reincarnated a sage? Will I be ordinary, or would that be too scary? Will I let the church choose who I wed? Will I bleed? Will I burn? Will I notice my turn? Will I take it every day? Oh, every day, say every day, oh, every day, oh, every day, say every day,
Thank you. And I think I'll leave you with a little prayer. This is My American Heart. My American heart, want your baby to be born healthy. Want your son to make it home from the war, fully able to rejoin his people. My American heart, want your job to help you feed your family. Hopes that let you build a home that houses generations of joy. My American heart knows you're more than just an able body. If your able body ever falters, your wellness won't have much in the way. I hope your children and grandchildren become curious and kind. But above all, I wish them safety from without and within. My American heart wishes safety for my own family too. Don't want to have to keep them safe from you, but nevertheless, here we are. We're in a difficult conversation, one that just might go on for years. But in this difficult conversation, want you to know see you say no. I still pray for you with my American heart. Ooh, yeah. What a difficult conversation, one that just might go on for years. Difficult conversation, want you to know I can see you. No, I can hear you say no. I still pray for you with my American heart. Ooh, yeah.
Lilli Lewis. Yeah. Well, it's going to be that time again. Another great evening. This was a revival tonight. RadioLive is a production of WUWF Public Media at the University of West Florida. Our technical director and broadcast mixmaster is Dale Regal. Our house sound is engineered by Mr. Tom Skinner. Master control this evening is being masterfully controlled by Bob Barrett. Our videographers are Teresa Clark, Anthony Potts, and Hannah Ruse. Our video director is Quentin Williams. Our house manager is Trish Allison. Our stage manager tonight is Jenny McKeon. This is Pat Crawford reminding you to keep your eyes on your driving, your heart on the coast, and your mind on public media. Good night, everyone. See you next month.
RadioLive is made possible with support from Autumn Beck Blackledge, attorneys of divorce and family law, offering resolutions to complex family issues. Support also comes from Kevin Ryan, financial advisor at Merrill Lynch in downtown Pensacola, with advice for what matters most when you need it most. Details available by Googling Kevin Ryan, Merrill Lynch. Accommodations for RadioLive artists provided by PensacolaBeach.com, an all-in-one website for all things Pensacola Beach. To review rates on hotels, book tours and activities, see upcoming events, and view the latest beach report, visit PensacolaBeach.com.